couple of days ago, I released a video about a 40-year-old gamer's journey with the example of cyberpunk, and I got big, nice and very appreciated feedback from you guys, and also some constructive criticism. I appreciate all of your opinions. Thank you very much. I was happy to see your engagement there. One comment that made a very good point in gaming as an older player, and he mentioned that time essential of a gamer in the older years. I hope my editor can show the comment maybe. And this comment made me think about gaming and time. And I also talked to a work colleague, and we also noticed some points different to younger times of our lives where we had more time available. And I think I want to talk about it in this video. So I hope you can enjoy it. Yeah, be engaged as last time. I would appreciate it. One personal point that I always experienced back in my days when I worked as a bus driver. Usually when you work in shift, you work on days and on times that your friends or normal people usually don't work. So it's hard to get more people together to play at the same time. And that was kind of something that I really noticed, and it destroyed my fun a lot in playing, because you maybe could manage to have one gaming session in 3 weeks or something, and that is very unsatisfying. Yeah, of course you can play on your own, and then after 3 weeks you can meet with your friends and play the same game again, but then your progress is different than the progress from your game from your friends, and that's kind of not the point of enjoying a game together. Yes, we know life is like that. We should be a little bit happy that we have the opportunities to play, enjoy the games, but still it can be sometimes a drag to kind of play as we played as teenagers. Also, a bonus point, I don't know about you guys, but I like to use my day as early as possible. So I rather get up early when I have a day off and play through the whole day, because I value my sleep a lot. I try to stay healthy as much as possible, and that's why I sometimes find myself, when my wife comes home from work, and she usually comes home later than I do, then I get off the computer, then we just chill a little bit. And the point is, when she goes up next day and goes to work and I have a day off, I wake up with her, and sometimes it's only 6 hours of sleep, and that can be a little bit of a hard issue for the body and for the enjoyment of playing relaxed. But that's just my case, and just something that not every one of you guys experience anyway. So I think each gamer can relate to the topic of time in the kind of same way, because time is essential for gaming. The more time you spend in something, you get better. That's the same point in life and also in gaming. So that's one aspect of it. But then also availability of time, and with that, time points in the day are very essential. It's a difference when you play an online game in the morning than in the midday or even in the evening or night. That also changes a lot of your experiences with a certain game. So the fact is, when a game comes out and you're able to play it from the first second as it came out, you can catch up to all the players. You have the same experience as the other players, and you can relate to those players and to the gaming style. You learn new strategies the same way. You get to know your character better, or the environment in which you play. And that is kind of the same for every player that starts a game. But there is already the little crossroad for gamers. I mean, as a 40-year-old gamer, kind of standing with both feet in the real world, like working and having wife, and also do all the chores you have to do, your time available is kind of limited. So you come home after work, maybe have to cook your meal, maybe you even have to spend a little bit time with friends and family. So all the things that you do take away free time. In conclusion, you already have less time to spend for what you like than other players that can, when they come home, they don't have to cook for themselves that often. They don't have to clean for other people like you maybe do. So they just finish maybe homework, if they have some, or finished it already at school, then come back home and start playing the game. So their maximum time available is way larger. Maybe they have like 5, 6, 7 hours to play, and a 40-year-old gamer kind of has it a little bit less available, like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours when he is really lucky, because next day you have to get up and do the same thing again. So that is already a little bit of an advantage. And I'm not mentioning it as something really negative. It's just a fact that the availability of efficient gaming time is less. And this situation is very significant for older players that have a real life around themselves, because now you have like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours available, and you want to play something, and you log in to a game, let's say Cyberpunk, and you need those 3 hours to get engaged into the game again because you played like 3 days ago. So it's always a little bit of a short struggle. Then it is also obvious that it makes more sense to play longer than 1 hour or half an hour or even 1.5 hours, because those kind of games usually need longer time so you get immersed into the game. That's a point that usually is a hindrance, I would say. So in my opinion, and as my coworker, we discussed that situation, we are sometimes not even trying to play anymore, because you sit down, you think about what could I play now, and then you look at the watch and it's like, I have only like 2 hours left, doesn't make sense to play this, and then you end up playing nothing, or maybe you end up playing some really casual game that is quite enjoyable but doesn't bring you anywhere near as a good immersive or PvP oriented game that you maybe like. For me personally, it was always such a drag to play, for example, League of Legends 5v5, and then after a long day you just want to have fun, and then you have someone who is trolling or doesn't play really well, and of course you want to forfeit, I guess it's the word that I'm searching, because you want to start the next game and be more successful than in this game where you think you won't make it anymore. Of course there are situations where you still win, but it's a hassle and a struggle, and it's not fun anymore. So that's why that's a point that I really hated about being older and playing games online. The next point is that basically you can't put in the same amount of practice and work like other gamers that have more time to their disposal to be at the same level, which means you always will end up on the short end because players will be better than you. Of course, there are also players that are worse than you, so you can always compensate for that, but in general, when you try to be a little bit competitive, you will hit a wall that you can't really break through because of time issues. And again, it's not a big deal because you can wiggle around it for a while, but if you want to get better and approach it on a ranked level even higher, that can sometimes be a bummer. But now let's come to some positive side. And I would say there are some positive sides, because sometimes, or basically often, when you take your time for gaming, you have a lot of time available. Usually older players make really time for gaming. They said, this whole day I take one vacation day and then I will play the whole day. And that's possible. I guess younger players are not always in this luxury that they can say, I am playing from 8 in the morning till 12 in the midnight. So that's something pretty much positive about the being a 40-year-old gamer or an older gamer that others don't have. But guys, what do you think? Is it understandable what I mean? I really don't want to say something is bad or good, or older players are in a disadvantage or something, but these are points that can sometimes make or break your experience while playing. And I guess it should be thought about a little bit, like maybe even accepted by yourself that you sometimes won't have the same time to put in the work to get better and enjoy the game on a specific level. So, as a conclusion, it is a little bit harder to play consistently or maybe on the longer session any games when you get older, because life is a little bit more difficult and multi-layered, so you sometimes don't have enough time to enjoy your hobby. But you also sometimes can juggle around it and create a lot of space for yourself and time for yourself to really enjoy a game on your terms and get something positive out of it. But what do you think, guys? What is your approach to gaming and time now when you're a little bit older? And also, you young guys or gamers, how is your time schedule and approach to it? Because I guess I am a little bit right, because I work with a lot of teenagers right now, and to be honest, they are all have their noses in the games from the morning, or maybe not the morning, but after they finish school, they just go home, and then you can see them like 5-6 hours straight in Epic Games playing Fortnite or anything else, and in having fun, enjoying their fun and getting better. And that's the point that I wanted to make. So I hope you liked that, and it was a good explanation from my side how I see that, and I hope I see you in the next one. So peace out, guys.